Of George Perry. The richest, the smartest, the most famous. George Perry wasn't born powerful. He was born in a small snow-covered village outside St. Petersburg, Russia. A place where the nights were quiet and the sky felt endless. As a child, George would sit by his window and write stories about things that didn't exist yet. Cars that soared through the sky like eagles, cities that floated above oceans, and people who traveled without ever touching the ground. His teachers said he was too imaginative. His neighbors said he was too ambitious. But George Perry never once believed them. Because deep inside, he knew one thing. A dream feels impossible until somebody builds it. The rise of a famous writer. At 19, George published his first book, Wings of Iron. Within a week, it became the most talked about novel in Europe. His writing was powerful, sharp, visionary. People said he didn't write books. He predicted the future. Soon, every bookstore in Russia carried his creations. Every interview wanted him. Every country wanted to invite him. He became a global icon, a young Russian author with the mind of a scientist and the soul of a poet. The world's most famous car company. But George didn't stop at writing. He built a company called Perry Aaron, a flying car empire. These weren't normal cars. These were machines that lifted straight off the pavement, hovered above traffic, and glided through the sky at 500 kilometers per hour. Governments begged to license the technology. Cities redesigned their skylines. People around the world started dreaming again. The media called him the man who turned fiction into technology. The first flying city. With billions pouring in, George built his greatest masterpiece, a full floating city in the sky, Aeropolis 1. Suspended by anti-gravity engines, glowing blue rings beneath it, Aeropolis held 700,000 people, miles of gardens, glass bridges, and silver towers covered in neon lights. Tourists described it as a dream you never want to wake up from. George Perry became more than a businessman, more than a writer, more than a genius. He became a symbol of the future. The richest and most famous man alive. At age 33, George Perry officially became the richest person in world history, the most famous public figure on Earth, the CEO of the first flying car megacorp, the architect of humanity's first floating city. But when reporters asked him what his secret was, he smiled and said, "I never stopped believing in the things people laughed at." And the legend continues. Today, George Perry is writing his newest book, a story about a world where anyone can fly, live among the clouds, and turn their craziest dreams into real technology. But everyone knows the truth. It's not just a book, it's his next invention. If you want, I can also create a picture of George Perry, a logo for his flying car company, a chapter 2 or a whole novel, a movie-style description or trailer script. Just tell me.